All right, it's Chip of the Day. People love Chip of the Day. We're looking at a Texas Instrument, TLV2761. Yes, indeed, we have a 2761. It's an OpAmp. And the claim to fame of this OpAmp, it's very low voltage, from 1.8 volts to 3.6 volts. And if you look at the graph here, it actually can go down to 1.2 volts on this graph. So let's see here. It is ultra low mode, 10 nanoamps per channel, rail to rail, CMOS. It's a little bit zippier than the other part that we looked at. This one goes to 500 kilohertz, so it is faster. And we'll check to see if that's true or not. We've not had good luck with this number before, but we'll take a look at this one. 0 to 70 commercial range, minus 40 plus 85. The package that we have is actually this one here. It's a SO8. So single OpAmp, no connection, no connection, no connection. So 3 of the pins are not used. Okay, let's see here. Input offset, common mode. Not very good common mode. Let's see. Microvolts, insert, da 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 da. Let's see here. How come we have electrical characteristics 1.8 volts, 2.4 volts, unless other, how come like that? Oh, they did both. Oh, I see. Anyway, the 1.8, 2.4, and 3.6 different measurements in here. Where's the 1000 gigohm input differential resistance? Yeah, look at that. 1 tera ohm. Pretty cool. I like that. I'm looking for megahertz. So here it is. Unity gain bandwidth, 500 kilohertz is typical. All right. Let's see if there's any other interesting things in here. Applications, driving a capacitive load. Single pole filter, Salin key filter, all of the cut and pastes for, well, that's the next one. We'll have to do that one at some future date. Let's take that off so I know that's a separate data sheet. All right, let's hook one up. All right, I have one here as a unity gain buffer, bringing in a signal with a 10K resistor. And we will take a look. All right, so we have a sine wave coming in, and we can adjust the frequency here. That was 100 kilohertz. It says this one's good for 500 kilohertz, so, shoot, I did not want to do that. Turn markers off. There we go. So, oh, darn it. How come it keeps doing that? Because I'm touching that knob. Oh, this knob. So we're going to go farther and farther and farther until it starts to drop off. And it's just starting to go down now. Oh, 423 kilohertz. And it gets to about the bad place around here. Yeah, 570 kilohertz. So this one actually meets the data sheet. I don't know what's wrong with those other ones, why they were so far off on the data sheet from the actual part. But this one's acting exactly as I would expect. From reading the data sheet, like I said, trust but verify. We read the data sheet, it said 500 kilohertz. We measured it, it's 500 kilohertz. It's just like the data sheet said. Now, the interesting thing of this demonstration right now is I'm operating the OpAmp at 1.5 volts. Yeah, I've got 1.5 volts VCC, and I have a signal coming in at plus or minus 100 kilohertz, plus or minus 100 millivolts. There we go. So plus or minus 100 millivolts, centered around 1 volt. So yeah, very, very interesting. So if you lower the VCC, what will happen is, let's crank this up a little crank that up a little bit. Let's bring this back down. There we go. So if you bring the VCC down, here's 1.3 volts. Here's 1.2 volts. And then you can see it starts to drop right there, right at about 1.2 volts. It starts to drop, and then it clips off. So it works just fine at 1.5 volts, which is just amazing for a little op-amp. All right, well, I like this little part. It has very, very low voltage. It's fairly zoomy, 500 kilohertz, super low currents and stuff. So yeah, it's a nice little op-amp to put in battery things here. In the description here, it says it's been characterized for 2 AA cells, plus or minus 1.8 volts to plus or minus 0.9 volts. So if you had 2 AA cells, you could operate this thing all day long. Yeah. Low current, blah, 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 blah. Low shutdown current of only 10 nanoamps makes these devices ideal for low frequency measurements applications desiring long active battery life. There you go. A lot of the new parts these days are really designed around batteries because that's like everything we've got is battery powered. Anyway, that was tip of the day, a TLV2761.